Okay, this is session 1 of Boston by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game. It will give you an idea of how Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is played. We've got a couple of new players to the system, so we'll be learning as we go along, so there'll be some good questions that you might have as well that we can go over. And I've got some fun stuff planned, but right now I'm going to turn it over and introduce our cast of characters. So first we have Smalls, who is playing our vampire Clyde. Smalls, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So, hi, my name is Smalls. I am 28, and I am playing Clyde, unbirthed name Elizabeth, and they are a Ravnos clan, but posing as a Toreador.
Excellent. We have uh, Janos, who is playing Vitali.
Hi there, I'm Giannis, and I'll be playing Vitaly. I'm a 44-year-old male. This is my first campaign of VTM after being a longtime fan, and the character I'll be playing is a Russian mafioso named Vitaly, who is of Clan Hikata.
Very cool. We have Freya, who is playing Adriana.
Hi, my name is Leslie, but I go by Freya, and I am also in my early 40s. And this is also my first time running 5th edition for a campaign. It's been many years, so I'm playing myself as a newbie, and I am playing a Ventru.
Okay, and last we have Eve, who is playing Evelyn.
Yeah, so I'm Eve, I'm 27, and this will be my first time playing a VTM Chronicle. I mostly got into the series from playing the video game Bloodlines, and I will be playing as Evelyn Blackwell, who is a La Sombra that spends a lot of her time around a lot of high society artists and such.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so we are going to begin our chronicle. The city is cloaked in its usual winter chill, the scent of salt from the harbor mingling with the lingering exhaust of cabs and trucks. Downtown Boston hums with the mortal grind, but for the kindred, the silence is deafening. The kindred of Boston gather in the shadow of uncertainty. 2 years without a prince have left the Camarilla's iron grip slackened. The streets are rife with whispers of rebellion, and in the absence of the order, anarchs have grown bolder. Coteries openly question why the ivory tower remains silent while First Light, the shadowy paramilitary organization, tightens its noose around the city. Rumors swirl of kindred havens raided in the night, and familiar faces vanishing without a trace. It is against this backdrop that Galen Lindhouse arrived, a venture from the old world. His reputation precedes him, a skilled manipulator and ruthless enforcer of the Camarilla Order. In a city starved for leadership, he stepped forward to claim the throne. But in 2 weeks since his bold proclamation, there has been only silence. No Elysium, no council, no edicts, just the echo of his claim, leaving the kindred to wonder, is this a calculated move? Or is he already over his head? Tonight the unease is palpable. The kindred are restless. At a small, dimly lit Mexican restaurant on Newbury Street, known to the kindred as Lolita, a meeting of consequence is underway. A ragtag group, some loyal to the Camarilla, some too new to their status as kindred to know the difference, and few desperate enough to sell secrets to the highest bidder, gather to decide their next move. The bartender, Marguerite de Soto, watches wearily as the group assembles, her sharp eyes sweeping the room. This is not the first clandestine meeting to take place in her restaurant since the chaos began, but the air tonight feels heavier, as the kindred exchange curt nods and settle into the dim booths. One question hangs over them all. What will they do about Galen Lindhouse? As the door swings open and a pale figure steps inside, tension rises. The newcomer is a courier, a ghoul clutching a sealed envelope bearing a crest with a crown on gold wax. He scans the room, his gaze finding the most prominent faces in the gathering. "I bring a message from the Lord of Boston," he announces, his voice trembling ever so slightly. The room falls silent. All eyes turn to the ghoul. And as the envelope is handed off, our story begins. I am going to make a journal viewable for you guys. Alright, you should be able to view a journal now, which has the letter. It might be a little hard to read, so I'm going to read it out loud as well, okay? And if you don't know how to get to your journals, it's on the right-hand side. On the top, 2 things over from the Actors tab is the Journal tab. You should have one there called Session 1. The letter reads, "To the esteemed kindred of Boston, the nights have grown long, and with them the shadows of uncertainty have deepened. I am aware of the unease among you. It is unfortunate but understandable consequence of these turbulent times. For too long Boston has been a ship adrift, rudderless and battered by storm and tide. I am here to restore its course. Though my arrival has been met with speculation, it was not my intention to sow doubt with my initial silence. Know that I have spent these past weeks observing, listening, and assessing the state of the city, its strengths, its fractures, and the threats looming on its periphery. Now the time has come for us to convene. Tomorrow night, 2 hours after sundown, I will host an Elysium at the Omni Parker House Hotel. It is there we will begin to shape Boston's future together. As tradition demands, the rules of Elysium will be observed without exception. Dress to reflect the dignity of your station. Boston's kindred deserve no less. Bring no electronics. This city has enough enemies without inviting their prying eyes and ears. Ghouls, retainers, and mortal companions are prohibited. Only kindred will tread these hallowed grounds. This night is not merely about my ascension. It's about our collective survival and prosperity. I invite all of you, whether loyal to the Camarilla, skeptical of its worth, or otherwise adrift, to join me. Speak your truths. Make your grievances known. The throne of Boston is not a privilege, but a burden, and I intend to bear it with clarity and strength. Together we can weave order from the chaos and drive back the forces that threaten to consume us. Alone we are but prey. I will await your presence with great anticipation, with resolve and respect. Galen Lindhouse, Prince of Boston." And there's a quote at the bottom. "Let it never be said that Boston's nights lacked purpose. Let us give them meaning once more." So the ghoul hands the letter off to you, and then hurries out of the restaurant.
Did he hand it to anyone specifically?
He kind of just put it on. He kind of just put it on the table. So
Okay.
you guys are sitting at a table, all 4 of you, and he drops the letter on the table and hurries out, leaving it up to you to decide who's the one that cracks the letter open. You'll notice also that when you open the letter, if you looked at it in the journal, there are 2 seals on the inside of the letter. There's a red seal with a goblet and a gold seal with a crown.
Do we know what those seals are?
You would assume that the crown is the seal of the prince, but you're not quite sure what the other seal is.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I probably would be the one to grab that letter and kind of read it aloud to everyone. Um,
Yeah, I respect that. I think Clyde is fucking the person will need in the future they make their way out.
I'd mostly just be observing at this point.
Okay. Well, you know that you have 2 nights until Elysium is called. So you can spend those 2 nights preparing yourselves for what's coming. Try to get ahead of it. Um, you could ignore the call, whatever the coterie feels is best for them.
What does letter say?
Something about.
well, we have a new prince that is declaring themselves for Boston. And 2 nights from now, we are to join Elysium.
This is a teachable moment. Anybody want to explain what an Elysium is?
Safe place where
Yeah.
violence not tolerated and certain rules different than other places. Not like street.
Neutral ground.
Neutral ground, no powers used.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll say. I mean, how do you say? I want to respect what they're saying, but also no tech sounds like. Ooh, I don't know about that. Well, if everybody is in agreement that I shouldn't, I don't know, at least bring like a rudimentary quarter into the room
No.
to keep notes.
Unfortunately, in this situation, as much as I hate it, yes, no. The best thing, if you would like to take notes, you can bring pen and paper, but I wouldn't even recommend doing that in the presence of all of these.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Um. Well, we are going to this, right?
Yes, but I will reach out to my sire and to find out what type of a kindred Galen is, because I have not heard of him
Okay.
before.
Sure. How are you going to get a hold of them? Do you have contact information for them? Just remember that in these nights, Kindred are not allowed to have cell phones.
Yeah, I know.
So
But,
you might have a landline for them or an address that you could just drop in.
um, yeah, I'm just gonna drop in this time and maybe bring ask yeah. So if you would like to accompany me, um, I can go and speak with Frederick and see what information we can prepare ourselves with.
Okay.
So,
Who is going to go with them to go speak with their sire?
I feel like my sire would have a landline, personally.
Okay. Well, what we can do is we can break off into a couple of different scenes. So I'm just going to drag us around the room here to see where people are going. So, Adriana, you're the one that's going to go see your sire, right?
Correct.
Okay. Is anyone going with Adriana?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so Clyde is going to go with Adriana. Vitaly, you intend to call your sire with your landline, correct?
So that was Eve.
Eve, yes.
Vitali is going to. He takes a look at the letter. he scans over it,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees. Uh, so 2 days from now, we go Elysium. But right now is not Elysium. I want to go to hotel and look around. Perhaps there are some hiding spots. I can put some things. Maybe get ready just in case.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a pretty good idea. I think maybe like I don't know, cause you never know what's gonna happen. Something bad could happen. Maybe we find some like witch knives in the potted plants or something.
Better to have and not need than need and not have. I go.
Okay, excellent. So Vitali's going to head to the hotel to take a look around and maybe stash some stuff. Clyde and Adriana are going to go talk to Adriana's sire, and Eve is going to call their sire with a landline.
Well, Clyde, do you want to go with Vitali so you can
Well, that's a
get
fair
a
point. Yeah.
good idea of what we're dealing with?
Okay. All right, so Clyde is going to go with Vitali then, and Adriana is going to go see their sire, and Eve is going to call their sire. We're going to start with the easy one. We're going to start with Eve's phone conversation with their sire. I would say it's probably about a half an hour to an hour after your meeting at Lolita. You can get back to your shared haven, access the landline phone, and call your sire. Okay, so you dial the number, and it rings about 3 or 4 times. You know the message normally picks up about 6 rings, so after 4 rings, it picks up. Um, yes, how can I help you?
Yes, Michael. Um,
No, no, this is Richard. I'm their assistant.
may I speak to Michael, please?
Um, who may I say is calling?
This is Evelyn.
Oh, yes, of course. Evelyn. Yes, bear with me a moment. And you hear some rustling, and the figure moves away from the phone, and then um, about like 2 or 3 minutes later, Michael picks up the phone. Evelyn, so good to hear from you.
You as well. Um, so, uh, I guess I'll just get straight to why I've contacted you just now. So, uh, I've just recently received a letter from just like a random ghoul, and it was about the prince and something about an Elysium in like 2 days from the was it Prince Lindhouse was his name, and I was just wondering if there was anything you could tell me about him.
Well, that's the question of the hour, isn't it? Uh, most of the kindred in the city received such a letter tonight. I just opened mine about an hour ago, and to be honest, I don't know much about this prince other than the fact that they have declared themselves as such. Time will tell exactly who they are and if they are deserving of the position that they are claiming. As of right now, I would urge you to be cautious, because one who claims themselves to be prince most likely has enough power behind them to back up such a claim. It would be folly for a young kindred to declare themselves in such a position, as it
Mm.
almost welcomes challenge.
And how do you feel about the sort of rules he seems to have put in place for the meeting?
They seem standard enough. The unspoken rules, of course, are the rules that normally come with Elysium. The forbidden use of powers. Of course, the Nosferatu are probably exempt from that as far as their obfuscation goes. They should be able to disguise themselves if they choose, but no use of powers against another kindred. You should be able to use any power that does not affect another. And the other rules that he has set out, the lack of electronics makes sense given that First Light is so active at the moment, and we don't know how they're tracking us. And the other rules, I suppose, make sense as well. Did you have concerns?
I guess, yeah, I guess sort of wanted to just get a head start on knowing what I'm getting into with this. And, would this be something you would say I should probably...
Down 3/4 length, a little bit longer. Vest, tie. He's dressed the part to enter the premise.
Okay. Alright, so you walk in and the concierge, addresses Vitali, assuming that Vitali is the one in charge, given how they're dressed. And they will look at you and say, "Oh, hello, sir. Are you checking in?"
One moment, please. I need to speak to the person in charge. Little higher up. I have question about reservation here in a short period of time. Would like to reserve. See what you have available for large gathering.
Oh, sure. Let me message my manager and see if they're available. And they start clacking on their keyboard.
Отлично. Thank you.
As they're clacking on their keyboard, can I try and sync up to the hotel's, I don't know, Wi-Fi and just like start seeing if I can do some dirty snooping?
Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're gonna do our first roll.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Okay, so let's pull up. You are going to do a... I would say a... I would say an intelligence technology. So you're going to click on technology and then follow the prompts to roll.
Gotcha. And I'm not adding any blood surge or anything, so...
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Alright. So the difficulty for this was higher than 1. In the future, I will tell you what the difficulty is first, so that you can decide whether or not to blood surge. But the difficulty here was 3. You got one success and a possible bestial fail. Okay.
Okay.
So now your options are: you can either accept this and possibly get a bestial failure, which means that you're going to fail, and then you're going to fail in such a way that the beast within you is going to activate. Okay? Or you can spend a willpower and re-roll 2 of those blank dice.
I think I spent the willpower here.
Okay? So click off your willpower, and then I believe you click each die to re-roll it. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Good job.
We
Oh my
didn't
God.
immediately try and kill this horrible
So
woman.
you're on your phone and you're trying to get access into this Wi-Fi here to get into the back door, and whoever set up this system was quite good. Like, they obviously, have a degree. They knew what they were doing. All of the proper protocols were there, to the point where for a second you thought that you weren't going to be able to get access. And when you thought that you weren't going to be able to get access, you felt that hunger rising in you. You became acutely aware of all of the kind, which is what they call mortals, around you, and you could feel the blood pumping in their veins. And but then you shook it off and you just focused in and you were able to get in, and all of a sudden all of that tension just eases down.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you are in the system. What kind of poking around are you doing?
I think I am trying to look at um, what Vitali was saying to the woman. I'm kind of playing a game of racing this woman. Like who can get to this information first, and how accurate is the information she's gonna give us?
Oh, excellent.
Um,
Yeah, you could find the information yourself. It's going to take you a couple of minutes. So in the time that it's going to take you to find that, the manager is going to approach. They're dressed very well. It is a middle-aged man, and he walks up to Vitali and offers his hand.
Vitali's going to reach out, grasp his hand with in a firm handshake, not excessive, and also take his other hand and place it on the man's elbow in an informal way. Very very good of you to take time to speak with me. I have family coming here, large family coming, 40, 50 people. Was wondering, can you accommodate in 2 days' time to have ballroom? What do you have that you can help us?
2 days. At what time will this gathering be happening?
Evening. Everyone fly in during day. We get here 8, 9 p.m.
I'm
Till
very
early morning.
I'm very sorry to say, sir, but we already have a booking at that time.
Would it be possible for lodging at least for myself here? I very much enjoy this facility, and I'm going to seek other hotel close by. Would like to reserve room here. Is that possible?
Yes, we have plenty of rooms available, depending on what you're looking for. We have most of our rooms are double queens with attached bathroom, tables, chairs. There are a few suites available, um, depending on what your budget is and what you're looking for.
No budget. No budget. Uh, do you have penthouse?
Unfortunately, that's been taken.
Okay. Maybe next best thing to penthouse. What do you have? I take
There's
whatever.
there's a large suite that has two bedrooms attached, a full kitchen, a living room, and a bathroom.
Is this close to activity place, or will it be quiet?
The the hall is on the first floor here. It's just over that way through the lobby. But the suite is on the top floor.
This will suit. This will suit my need. I take room, please. He pulls out a very heavy, dense black card that he just places. He places it on the counter, but it makes a sound because of its whatever the hell it's made out of.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put this on cards. We're fine.
He gestures to the concierge to start running the information. And what name should we put the reservation under?
There. Vitali pulls out his driver's license, places it down. It's still listed as a Boston address, and the card matches. It is his normal name.
Okay. So he lets the concierge do their job. As they're doing this, Clyde, you are in the system and you've found the information you're looking for. So I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask, and I will give you the answer.
so I think the first thing she looks for is what name is this booking under?
It is under Maggie McRae.
Make a mental note of that. Maggie McRae, okay. And I'm trying to think of what pops up in booking details that would be really useful. Um, does it have like accommodations set within it, like special things, where it's like must have this kind of an access, must have this kind of food available, blah blah blah.
They have arranged it so that the back of the hall will have tables set up. 6 seats per table, 14 tables. And then there will be a large open space in the middle, and then a stage with a podium.
Okay. And hey, Coterie, any suggestion for a third
Oh no,
person?
Clyde, you're on your own.
Okay.
No lifelines left.
Gotcha. All right.
Can't hear you.
I think then they would look at what financial information was used. Um, if there's like a card number associated, or if this was paid in cash.
I'm going to have you roll another roll because the financial information would probably be secured.
Fair, yeah.
So we're going to do, let's see here. We're actually going to do a manipulation technology, and this is going to be a difficulty of 4.
Okay. I'm actually rolling quite a bit of die. 4 die
Yeah,
plus
you've got a pretty decent pool.
3. There's 7 dice. And you said the difficulty is 4. I
Correct.
have a decent chance of this. I mean, but if I fail it, it wouldn't be like unless it's another feature failure. But if I fail it, I'm not gonna.
There's always the chance of bad things.
Very true. YOLO.
Absolutely nothing.
No way.
Oh.
So you go to access the system, and whatever securities they have in this system immediately trip on you and completely kick you out of the system.
My hand recedes from my phone like I've been stung, and I just go shit. And I tuck my phone away really fast and look to Vitalia and like all right, we should go before they pinpoint me as the person who was doing that.
You go. I take care of business. Meet outside. It'll only take 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll secure the perimeter and I will go on outside.
With reservation, it should. Vitaly's expecting to be wrapped up pretty soon with it.
Yep.
Fair.
You guys get to this point around the same time. They've run your information now. They've handed your credit card and your ID back. The manager offers his hand again and says that they'll see you when you check in. If you have any special requests, just to phone them ahead of time so that they can have the room prepared to your liking.
Most excellent, thank you. Look forward to seeing you. Will you be here? Will you be here that evening?
I am working that evening, yes.
Excellent. Отлично. See you then. Have a good night. До свидания.
Of course. It was wonderful to meet you, sir.
Bye.
Okay.
Vitaly walks outside in order to meet back up with Clyde. We are. So,
Yeah. And Clyde says hello, and then says in like a really low voice so that nobody around them can hear. If we can get, I was saying, I have a special piece of tech that maybe I could use. If we can somehow get a key card, like one of those universal key cards they have, we could probably get us into any room if we need to, including the penthouse. But like, it would be really hard to find this card probably. I have no idea where to start.
mhm. Well, you know how you make diamonds, eh? You take gold and put pressure. We will put pressure and find key card for you. But first, we should take a walk around building. Look for access point. See back door, food service people, where they come and go. Maybe valet. We take walk around. Room is reserved, but I want to see where else we get in.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
The manager has already
Are all four of us together?
the manager has already made the place accessible for you. In the next like hour or so, you can go around and get the lay of the land pretty easily. They're not going to stop you unless you're going into like very secure areas. But you can go into the ballroom where they said it's going to be set up. You can see that there's two entrances and exits. You can see how they're already kind of setting it up to the specifications that were given. Um, so yeah, you can get all of the information that you're looking for.
Okay.
All right, are you guys going to meet back up at your shared haven?
I just assume I go back on in my own car.
Okay, excellent. So I would say everyone can meet back at the shared haven about 2 hours later. So it's probably just after midnight, maybe 1 o'clock at this point.
Okay. Uh, oh, go
What
ahead.
information we find out?
Ah, you're back. How'd it go?
Remains to be seen. Some information. At least I have place to stay for evening.
That is
Wait,
very
what?
handy.
Looking for yourself? Hey,
We will have other. Trust me, that we will not be in room if we hit at all. It is only, how you say, ruse in order to smooth over and gain access to building. So now they expect me to be there. You, he points over at Clyde. You did something not so good. You left very quickly. I see this. So maybe you no show up in lobby.
yeah. So I did find out, while you were making the presentation, that it wasn't made under the name Lynn House. It was actually made under Maggie McRae, who, if that name means anything to you, good, because it means nothing to me.
Did you try Googling it?
You know, for as smart as I am, no, I didn't.
Is this a name that Vitaly would be familiar with contacts in people on the street?
No, it is. It is not. It is not a name you are familiar with.
Okay.
Is it a name that Adriana might be familiar with? Has it been true?
Probably not.
Okay. So that is very interesting. So the Elysium party, as it were, so was not booked under Galen's name. Hmm.
Right. So, I mean, we could assume he wasn't working alone. He did have ghouls at his service, clearly, but I guess this also means he trusts somebody named Maggie McRae to be booking stuff for him.
The
I'm
penthouse is
assuming the
going.
name belongs to a living person.
Good point. The penthouse is going to be reserved the night of get together. So, ballroom busy, 2 entry, exits, and penthouse be filled. I think someone important, perhaps this Maggie, maybe new prince, also take over penthouse. Money is no object. They still turn me down, say room is taken. Someone big is be up there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not find out a lot from my sire, um,
Same here.
as he has not heard of Galen Lindhouse either, so that is a bit concerning. He also did mention to me that the um, thugs from First Light have been ramping up more of their whatever this war they have against us.
Yes, I've heard of them a little bit as well.
So, um, Clyde, can
Yeah.
you use any of your sources and maybe try to see what you can find out for Galen Lindhouse, and where did he come into his financial wealth from,
I can certainly
and
try. If
any
he
other
has any kind
information.
of. Yeah. If he has any semblance of a presence online, I mean, it would take a while to. It would probably take longer than it takes to just meet him at the Elysium. But I was saying to Vitali that there's this device. I don't have it on me. I'd have to go back to and you see Clyde kind of shut their mouth for a second and be like, "Oh shit, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this," and then think better of it and say, I have to go back to a place I was staying at before, and I have to get this thing. It copies cards, um, credit cards and stuff, so that you can put it up against magnetic interfaces. And they say tech is not useful for the Masquerade. Come on, like this is the greatest stuff.
Like a
Well,
skeleton key.
Yeah.
I shall also put in a call to someone and see if they might be able to dig up any information on either of these individuals, on Galen or on Maggie.
Okay, I'm gonna have both of you guys roll separately. So Clyde, it's going to take you a couple of hours to go back to the place that you're looking to go back to retrieve this device and then come back.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with Adriana.
Yeah, so I'm gonna reach out to somebody that I trust that works for the company, um, that will not ask too many questions and knows how to keep their mouth shut.
Which company?
To my tech company
Ah, yes. Okay.
that I still have not
So
known
are
the name
you
for yet.
what are you trying to do here? Are you just giving them instructions to look into it, or?
Yes, yeah. Look into them and tell me what they can find.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say that the person that is looking into it is decently skilled. So I'm going to give them a decent amount of dice for this. It is going to be a difficulty of 3. Um, Okay. They are able to get you some basic information. Galen Lindhouse is listed as the CEO and founder of Valkyrie Defense Solutions, commonly just known as Valkyrie. It's a German based defense contractor renowned for its cutting edge technologies and military consulting services. It was founded in 1998 and it has established itself as a dominant player in the global arms and defense sector, offering a wide range of services from advanced weapons manufacturing to private security solutions and strategic military counseling.
Oh,
That's a bit unexpected.
yeah. So he's the CEO, founder of Valkyrie. So they're a German defense-based contractor. So basically, mercenaries.
Am I at all familiar with anything that they've made before?
You could make a roll to see if there's anything that comes up in your memory. Um, I would say a wits investigation. It's going to be a difficulty of 2.
Oops. What's investigation? Okay. You said difficulty is how much?
2.
2. Okay. Right. Ah.
Okay, 3 successes. Okay, so you remember hearing a couple years back, about 2 years ago, that the U.S. military had contracted um, Valkyrie to develop a new tank for them. The tank has yet to be used in the field, but it has been, and it had a pretty hefty price tag on it.
Hmm. Interesting.
Um, Interesting. What did they did a person come back with anything on Maggie McRae as well?
Everything they look into for her is just it's a pretty common name. The first hit on it is a an artist that uh, they have a studio and an Instagram and stuff like that, but nothing that's tied to Valkyrie or a Galen Lindhouse or anything like that. The artist
Oh,
that pops up is in their mid 20s.
Hmm. Do I
okay.
know that person at all?
No, they're not even local. They're somewhere in the
Ah,
Midwest.
I see.
All right, I'm gonna hit my coffee cup for a minute. I'm gonna take a quick break, refill my coffee. I will be back in a couple of minutes.
Alright. Pretty cool so far.
Interesting.
I think not gonna lie, it's like I'm not really used to kind of like how open-ended it is at times, so I'm like still trying to get used to like I don't know doing something, but it's like and I'm just like
Yeah,
I don't know what to
kind
do.
of like sandbox.
Yeah,
Same here.
I have a
Same
hard
here.
time kind of coming up with stuff on the fly sometimes.
Same. I'm like, I know what my character would probably be doing in the moment. I don't know if that's at all fruitful. So like the the over odds of me
So I think for example, like earlier, we were looking at the letter from Lynn House, and I was talking to Masquerade about it. I was like, struggling for a second to even like remember what the letter had been said for a moment.
I had to go back and reread it a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having access to that in the journal is very useful. I like being able to go back and glance over it again.
Yeah, it's nice to have everything accessible.
I'll be filling more information. I saw some of what you folks put up. I'll be filling more of that in. I have it. I've been crafting his backstory and a little bit here and there throughout the week, and I think I got something now, so let's see.
Okay, party people, I am back.
Welcome back.
Howdy.
Okay, when last we left off, you guys had done some poking into Valkyrie, Mackie McRae, and all of that. It's getting pretty late or early, depending on how you want to look at it. So, you probably only have enough time to do, like, one or two more things.
Question. Is the Elysium, is it with one night in between or 2 nights in between?
2 nights from tonight. So, 1 night in between.
1 night in between. Okay. So we essentially have until tomorrow to prepare ourselves.
Yeah, you'll have a full night tomorrow to do your last minute preparations, and then the following night you'll have 2 hours before you need to be at Elysium.
Okay. I think Clive is still going back and forth between the Herald Department. At least for tonight.
Did the letter say anything about bringing, like, I don't know, like, weapons or anything?
Generally, it's frowned upon to bring weapons to Elysium. It wasn't expressly stated, but I believe it was Evelyn Sire that had said that the normal rules of Elysium are implied, which generally you don't want to bring weapons to Elysium.
Okay.
The only person that's usually allowed to bring weapons to Elysium is the sheriff.
Okay.
So Vitali has a room reserved.
Yep.
The manager knows that he's coming to check in.
Mm-hmm.
But Vitali is thinking that perhaps the best weapon is not a weapon. Perhaps the best weapon is a person. So maybe he's thinking to call. Vitali would like to make a phone call to try and get a capable ally to stay up in the room in the hotel in case things go badly in the evening. This person would probably have to be armed with some small capacity, some small firearm of some sort.
Do you have a retainer or contacts?
I have allies. Give me one second. I think I might have contacts, but the contact that I have is not. He would not be reliable.
Yeah, you could probably call in your allies.
Okay, I have. One second. I have 2 dots in allies.
Yeah, you could call in a couple of like low level enforcers to come and do a couple of favors for you. That would be within the realm of possibility with 2 dots.
Vitali's going to explain that plan to the group and just let them know that he's not asking, saying that this is what's going to happen, that he's going to have a couple of his guys up in the room waiting just in case that we can call for backup.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't mind the extra security. Sounds good to me. Because I mean, for all we know, this guy is like, what if he's a nut job? He's calling all the kindred into this big room, and then I don't know, something happens. I don't know. Is this a usual thing? Like, do vampires? Sorry, kindred. My bad. I'm still getting used to it. The kindred usually just like step into a territory and they're like, oh, there's a power vacuum here. I'm just gonna take it over without. I don't know. There's no democratic process.
That is just people. It is not just kindred.
That is how the Camarilla protocol, if you will, goes. But make sure if you have enough backup to make sure that your power play does not go badly.
I guess the fact that he's doing this is kind of telling of how confident he is in himself.
Well, with him being, the founder and CEO of Valkyrie, that speaks volumes.
So why so confident in a city that is not his? What does he have that make it his claim that he can defend? He has to have some ace up sleeve.
I'm sure that is the case, and we may or may not find that out.
Yeah, I mean, they're best prepared. Being prepared is good. Everything's gonna change after this, isn't it?
Hopefully for the better. I'm gonna stay optimistic.
What a time to be brought into the fold.
Does not matter who president is. Country keep moving along. I think same thing for Boston and kindred. We'll see.
Yeah.
If even it gets that far.
Excellent. So it's getting about that time. You guys are going to have to bed down. Whether you stayed at the shared, whether you stay at the shared haven or you go back to stay somewhere else. You've got enough time to get where you need to go and to bed down for the night. Wherever you lay your head, you lay down and you die. When a kindred goes to sleep, they become a corpse. Some of them even rot in their sleep. But most kindred just lay, and you don't need to breathe, you don't need to eat, you don't need to drink, and you lay still and you go into a deep slumber. The following night, just as the kine are starting to wind down at the end of their day, people are commuting home. Some people are going out to dinner. They're enjoying the nightlife. But most people are going back to their homes, shutting in as the dark comes. And as the dark comes, you all attempt to rise. This is going to be your first rouse check. Whenever you attempt to rise at night, when your body regains what you might call life, you will roll a rouse check. So on your character sheet, there's a section that says rouse, and you have a roll option there. It's one die. Roll that and see if you're successful. Okay.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay. Let's wait for everybody to roll, and then I'll adjudicate.
So, do I get my willpower back?
Yes, your willpower will return tonight. Okay. So we have 2 successes. Those of you that succeeded, you rise with no difficulty. You wake up, you've got bedhead, You know, you can go about your normal routine to wake up. Those of you that failed, go to your sheet and increase your hunger by 1.
Mine did it automatically.
Oh,
Mine's
wonderful, wonderful. I didn't know if that. I didn't know if that would automatically happen. That's excellent. Okay, your hunger increases. You wake up and you're not famished. You've been hungrier, but that beast in the back of your head is whispering. And there's only one thing you know that will sate that whisper. So, the evening is yours. You can go to your shared haven. If you wish, you can hunt to try and sate that hunger. Or you can ride it out and try and get the things that you need to get done. Sometimes hunting does take a good amount of time, depending on what your predator type is and how difficult it is for you to hunt. Um, so it's completely up to you. I'm going to go around the table, and we're going to see what our plans for the beginning of the evening are. All right. So Clyde, you retrieved your doohickey, your MacGuffin, um, yesterday. What are you up to? You have roused the blood, so you are not hungrier. Um, what is your plans for the beginning of the evening?
I I look at my coterie and I ask, is anybody good at Steven? Good old Steven, pickpocketing, stealing.
Mm, no, never been my forte.
Stealing. I you you mean taking things? I take things from people. What do you want to be taken?
Yeah, but I don't think you want to be the one taking it because it's from the Omni Parker house. I want to get a key card, but I'm worried that if it's you, they'll be like, "Why are you asking for a key card? You're already staying here in 2 days." Like, blah 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 blah. You know?
Well, we don't ask. We find person. We either take one way or another. We can get.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to help me with that, that would be great because then I can spend the rest of the night trying to configure my my spoofing device to copy the script, and then we can use it in the hotel tomorrow night.
Okay,
Here's a condo.
so Vitaly and Clyde are going to go back to the Omni.
If
The
Vitaly
town.
is down for it, I was gonna say unless Vitaly has other plans.
Vitali pulls out. He pulls out a flip phone. He does have a flip phone, and he he makes a phone call. He speaks into the phone. Says what seems like goodbyes. Hangs up, and then takes the battery out of the flip phone, um, and says, "Okay, we have our men. They come with us tonight. We go to a hotel."
Great, great, awesome. All right.
Excellent. Evelyn, what are your plans for the beginning of the evening?
Um, well, I guess maybe first I'll just check my. I have like a sort of schedule planner, like a paper one that I look at times to see if I have anything, I guess, I need to do. But
Okay.
otherwise, uh, if there's nothing, I'd like to maybe just follow along with them. Yep.
So you want to go with them to the Omni?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Adriana, what are your plans for the beginning of the evening?
I think I am going to hunt and make sure that my hunger does not get too out of hand before we go to Elysium.
Okay. What is your predator type?
Alley cat.
Okay, so we're going to start with our hunting scene. And Alley Cat, you can either try to roll a strength and brawl to take blood by force, or you can do a wits and streetwise to try to find criminals as if you're a vigilante. And you'll have to stick in the area that your domain is, the current domain that you have recognized. You're not sure if the prince is holding that um, to be true, but that's the safest place for you to hunt.
Um, in the apartment towers that we're in, it's in a decent part of town. You know, like middle class, middle upper class.
Yes.
Okay. Um, then yeah, I would I'll do strength plus brawl. Um, to because I would like to find a nice you know middle class worker who maybe is getting off from work and is going home and um, is a little unsuspecting.
Okay.
So
Your current domain that you guys have, you put 2 dots into chase, which makes your hunting difficulty 5.
okay,
So it's currently difficulty 5 for you to hunt.
okay. So
So
I roll hit the strength and then add brawl.
yeah, if you're just going to like grab somebody and bite them and drink from them, it would be strength plus brawl. Otherwise, you can use wits plus streetwise to try and find criminals. So what you're going to do is you're going to
No, I'm gonna need a. Yeah, I'm gonna do actually wits plus streetwise.
okay. And so
Since it's a
you'll click
higher.
through that, and then it should have a spot for you to add the difficulty in, and add that as 5.
Um,
You may have to click skills before attributes.
Yeah, you have to click the skill,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
thank you. Okay.
wits,
Streetwise. There we go. Okay. Plus wits.
and it should have a spot for the difficulty, and then it'll tell you if you succeed or fail.
I don't. I just says add discipline or blood surge.
Sure, let me take a look. So streetwise, wits, and then if you do confirm, it goes to the next screen, which shows you how many
Oh,
dice
that's
you're
what it
rolling,
is.
and then you would
Okay.
enter the difficulty there.
Yeah. You said 5.
Correct, 5.
Okay. There's no way I can.
You could if you rolled crits. So you are not able to feed at this time. So your hunger stays where it is.
Didn't find anybody I like.
Yep.
I'll try
Every
again.
time you got close to somebody and you thought it was the right time, somebody else came down the alley, or there was a cop that walked by. You just didn't get any good opportunities.
Yeah. Disappointing.
Okay. So, we are then going to go to our scene at the Omni, with Vitaly walking in with Clyde and Evelyn. I believe Vitaly called for 2 of his mob allies to come.
Yes. So we have two. Well, they look the part, and we all come walking in together. Um, Vitali's going to try and he's going to greet the manager and introduce everybody as his family to the manager, and carry on from there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
The manager shakes your hand again and doesn't bat an eyelash when you introduce people as your family. And he says, "Oh, you're a day early for your reservation. Was there something I could do for you? Did you want to book the room a day early?"
Oh, you must be a fortune teller. You read my mind. I do want to book a room early if I could. We want to take a look around, see the city nearby, and have a place just to come back, rest for a little bit. So that would be most wonderful. Thank you.
Well, we already have your card on file, sir, so let me get you a key card, and you can go up to your room at your leisure.
Thank you.
He walks over to the concierge. She starts clacking on her keyboard to enter the information. They already have your card on file, so they can just charge your card. The room is already available. It takes about 10 minutes, and then he walks back over with a simple key card.
Uh, Vitali gladly politely takes the key card and says, "This work everywhere, just room, their sport center thing, workout, exercise.
The
What else?"
the key card will get you in and out of your room, as well as to the pool and the athletic facility.
Is there rooftop viewing or like viewing center on roof to look at city?
Unfortunately, no. That's reserved for the penthouse.
Uh, this very good, very good. I take family. See. We go to a room, so he's going to usher everybody along with and get into the elevator. He's going to turn to his two associates and say, "You two, stay in the room." He's saying it in Russian. The rest of
Mm-hmm.
the group doesn't hear. He's like, "You two, stay in the room. You do not leave unless I tell you come downstairs. You hear gunfire, you come downstairs. But until then, you stay in the room always. I
They
will be back."
they acknowledge you in the affirmative in Russian.
Okay. We're all set. He looks at the coterie. They go,
yeah.
and he leads them to the room. He has a question. "Clyde, you said you have your electronic device, yeah?"
Uh, yes, yeah. And she'll pull out this. It literally looks like the reader part on like a terminal, the like when you swipe your credit card at a grocery store. Looks like that with a bunch of wires connected to an external power device. So it looks real janky. It looks ridiculous. But she like pulls it out of her pocket and she's like, "Yeah, I got it. If we can find, honestly, like, I'm trying to think of who would. Oh no, you know who would have a key card that could access everywhere? Janitor, somebody like that. So if you see any cards, see if they left the card on the cart. Maybe we can make this easy."
Does anyone have power of persuasion, perhaps? Security or security head or janitor, as you said, perhaps would be more open to mm, feminine charm.
Mm, I tend to have a way with words with people.
Thank God, because
Well,
I don't. Go for it.
This would be most excellent if you could set your sights on someone, try to find the key card that Clyde needs for her reader.
mm,
Okay, and how are you going about looking for this janitor?
mm.
I
Suppose
help.
I suppose I'm gonna maybe just look around and see if I can first maybe find just like the actual like janitorial cart maybe. As a son.
You don't see anything on this floor.
Okay. Might have to check another floor then.
Yeah. This could take some time.
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up a floor. If there's like a nearby elevator or something.
Okay, we're gonna jump back to Adriana and check in on her. All right, Adriana, it's been a little bit of time. You were able to try and feed, but you failed. So you're still pretty hungry. Would you like to try and feed again, or is there something else that's more pressing?
Um, I actually, I'll go back to the shared haven.
Okay.
Um, and actually, I have an apartment in that same tower. So actually, I'll go back to my personal apartment,
Okay.
and um, I will give Frederick, my sire, a call
Okay.
and see if he has any information.
I'm just gonna random roll here. Okay. You call, it rings 5 times, and then it answers, and it is Frederick. Ah, Adriana, how can I help you?
Oh, hello, Frederick. I was not expecting you to answer the phone so quickly. I wanted to just kind of follow up from our conversation last evening. Um, so, do you know anything about Valkyrie Defense Solutions?
Valkyrie Defense Solutions.
It seems our newly declared prince has a great dealing with them.
I'm not keyed into the defense sector very tightly. I don't know much about it, but knowing now that he's tied to this industry, I could try and look into it to see if I can find any information.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Of
That is
course.
it is also a little concerning for that specific industry for someone of our persuasion to be in. Um, but it may also be an asset.
Well, our kind is keyed into just about every industry there is. Some have more benefit than others. I will say that defense contracting could be quite useful to our kind to secure our locations
Mm-hmm.
against those who would try to do us harm.
Agreed. Agreed. Um, the other thing I wanted to speak to you about is we found that the event is being sponsored by Maggie McRae. I have not been able to locate much of anything on Miss McRae.
It's not a name that I'm familiar with. Do you think
Uh,
she's kindred or kind?
I I have not been able to locate for certain this person. Any searches have been um, leaning towards that it potentially could be immortal.
I see. Well, I have this information now. I will look into it further. But sadly, we don't have much time before Elysium to get these answers.
Agreed. Would you like for me to reach out to you later this evening to see what information you have found, and I will keep looking on my side as well?
Give me a few hours. Give me a call after 1 a.m.
Okay.
and I will see
Wonderful.
what I can find.
All right. Thank you. I will speak with you soon.
Okay, and
and
he
hang up the
disconnects the
phone.
call.
Hmm.
Okay. Back to our group at the hotel. You are in the hotel room. Uh, I believe you were trying to see if you could go to another floor to try and locate a janitor's cart.
Hmm.
Okay. High or low?
Going up.
I'm gonna roll a D100. High or low?
Let's see. High. Oh.
That's just about as high as you can get. The first floor you check, there is a janitorial cart. And there is a door that is open. It looks like either the janitor or the maid is currently servicing a room.
All right. So all right. What am I doing again?
You are either selling or either, or just generally whatever method is best to get art off of them.
Okay. I guess first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check if it's at all just on the cart itself.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that you're going to make a wits investigation, and it's going to be difficulty 2.
All right. Let's do difficulty two.
That's enough. You look on the cart, and there is a lanyard with a key card and a couple of old-fashioned keys on it.
All right. Just gonna quick swipe that. Still that.
Okay. So you have the key
Right.
card and the keys.
That one.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
I'll take those wins.
All right. So what do we do now?
Now I should probably get this back to the Haven and do the semblance of a rig I have set up, and get the copies down so that we can use this tomorrow night and take me out.
All right. I guess I'll go too.
Okay.
How about
Uh,
you, Vitali? Are you staying here at the room, or are you gonna come back to the Haven with us?
And Vitali's he's going to wander around the hotel a bit. He's going to be looking for, what was it? We found the janitor's cart. So he's going to be, there's going to be caterers of some sort, right? I would assume, well, if it's going to be Kindred, what the hell are they going to do
Oh.
then?
I mean, they could have. Well, I guess they could have like
Private
a
ca-
of retainers, but
well,
perhaps.
if you remember correctly, the invitation specifically said no one but Kindred.
oh, gotcha.
No, but maybe a Kindred catering service bringing in some tasty treats. No refreshments.
It's
Just
good for
glowing little
your
shot glasses.
yeah.
So I would, honestly, what I would like to do, um, hmm, shit, the ballroom.
Okay.
Can I look for an adjacent room or storage closet or some place that I could stash something that's maybe about, well, I wanted to stash a weapon somewhere down there, like a pistol.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a closet off to the side that's quite large. That is where they store the tables and chairs when they're not using them.
Okay. Uh, if there's a vent duct nearby, I'd like to take the grate off, looking up top, and see if there's something nearby that, like a grate that I could remove and then replace, putting the weapon secure and out of sight.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll a um, a wit stealth. You're going to look for 3 successes.
Okay.
Can I? Oh, I'm not there. Never mind.
Okay. So wits and stealth, you said, yes?
Correct.
Okay. I cannot put stealth in for. It's a tribute it's asking me for.
Yes, you have to click the skill.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Can I blood surge?
You can.
Because I only have 2 dice in wits and none in stealth.
Yep, you can blood surge. It's a chance you might rouse the blood.
Alright, I'll take that chance. Here we go. And difficulty of what? What was it?
Difficulty of 3.
3. Okay. Make sure I did this right.
Okay, you get it.
Oh.
You find that there's a little floor vent in the corner, and it's perfect because there's a couple of those round tables that are rolled right up against it. If you roll the tables out of the way, you can get access to that vent, open the vent, and put a handgun in.
I'm gonna do so. Pull a coin out, fit it in the screws of the vent, undo it, put the gun in, and then I will hastily depart the premise. Join
Okay.
with the rest of the group.
Excellent. Alright, so, I believe everybody's heading back to the shared haven.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, you guys get back to the apartment that you all share as a shared haven. Back in the building that you rent out. And all of you are together. You can now communicate to each other your successes and what you've gotten done.
What time of the evening is it?
I would say it's probably around like 11 p.m.
Okay.
Well, we've got the card now.
So, what kind of should I make a roll to see? I guess how long or slash how many attempts I have to make it at getting this thing to work.
Yeah, so you're trying to spoof the card, right?
Yep.
Okay, I would say that would be a manipulation technology, difficulty 2.
Okay. Let's attack with manipulation.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
By the skin of your teeth with all those dice.
Yeah. Yay, I did it though.
So, Smalls, I'm going to walk you through this for future rolls. Follow along with me, okay?
Gotcha.
So, click on technology.
Oh, you got rid of one of mine.
Okay. And then select wits.
Okay.
Alright, hit confirm.
Yep.
And you see where it shows you your vampire dice and your hunger dice?
Yeah.
You see underneath it where it says difficulty?
Oh, I see.
If you entered the 2 there, it'll tell you whether the roll's a success or a failure.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, we're keeping your original roll. You
Yeah.
were successful. I just wanted to show you how to add the difficulty.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. All right. So you are able to spoof the key card. It's super easy. Uh,
Great.
and
Definitely gotta make copies for everybody.
all of
But
you are
each person has
all of you are together. Is there anything you wanted to accomplish? Anything you wanted to say to each other?
Clyde, Vitaly has something to say. Clyde, you took card from who you take card from at hotel. You bring here. Whose card is this?
and looks at Evelyn like,
Someone who's
You
gonna
take-
get. Yeah, but I mean, it's probably not gonna get fired, but
If card go missing, won't they deactivate card? Janitor, maintenance move room to room. If they lose card, then they're going to change it, huh? We need to get card back before they deactivate, if they haven't already.
yes, maybe they're still
who's the
looking
best
for.
driver here?
But I don't think that they are like hard coded to a specific person, right? I mean, it's just
Clyde could probably tell you that.
yeah.
So Clyde, why don't you roll another check? You're gonna roll intelligence technology this time, difficulty 2.
Okay. Oh, whoops.
Oh well, I would know that too. Just as I'm thinking about it.
42.
Nice.
Okay.
They are not hard coded per key card for the janitorial level. It's one card that is for all staff.
Okay.
So you do not think that they're going to cycle out the card.
Yeah, and I'll say as much. But very very valid concern. And thank you for pointing it out. That would have been real sad if that was all for nothing.
This
So
is
they've
why
lost
you are.
cards before.
This is why you are a tech person and I am not. I pick with old rotary phone. You use cell phones. You do good.
What did you say, Evelyn?
Oh, I was. What did I say? I was just saying. They probably have lost cards at some point. That happens. Yeah. Cell phones do not usually agree with me.
I love that. um, but I need to be checked every now and again. I can get too mired in my and lose sight of what I'm supposed to be doing and the excitement of doing it. So I appreciate it. All the same, whether you're good at tech or not, it's still good to ask insightful questions.
Right. What is our next move here?
Well, I guess we could. I don't know. We could look into Valkyrie, right? Or we could try and bang our head against the wall with Maggie McRae again. Really don't know where to. Does anybody know anybody with like an ear to the ground? I mean, like, don't really know where these people came from anyway.
Would I have anybody in contact merit that could possibly give me information on the?
What realm are your contacts in?
Um, Generally like uh, high society, like artists and stuff.
Excellent. You can roll that. Um,
Okay.
who are you trying to look into?
Uh, the name Maggie McRae.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll a charisma streetwise.
Okay.
as you look into some of the high society circles.
Okay.
And as Evelyn's doing that, I will let them know that I did speak with Frederick, and um, I will and let them know that he is reaching out to some of his contacts, and that I will be calling him again later this evening to see what he has found and to keep each other updated so we can make an official plan for tomorrow night.
What's going to be the difficulty for this roll?
The difficulty for this roll is going to be 4.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Okay.
Close. Burn a willpower.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Yep, so you can burn a willpower and re-roll 2 dice.
Okay, so do I click it twice for the willpower to burn it?
No, you for 1 willpower you can re-roll 2 dice.
Okay. Alright, so how do I do the re-rolling?
You should be able to just click on the die in the chat.
Oh, okay. And you said up to 2?
Yep, and they have to be blank dice that are black. You can never re-roll the hunger die.
Okay. So what do I click on exactly again? Sorry. To re-roll?
It doesn't give you an option to re-roll.
I guess where would I see that?
In the chat.
No, when you click on the die, it just comes up with like the macro breakdown, but it doesn't give you an option to like click anywhere to do it. It like drops down and then drops back up.
Okay. So when you go to spend the willpower, does it give you an option to roll?
I just realized if I right click it, I can choose willpower reroll.
Yeah.
So, okay, so mark those 2. Oh, dang it. Ouch.
Okay. So you fail. You are not able to find any information on Maggie McRae. And there's no negative consequence for this. You just aren't able to get any information. But you did take a point of willpower damage.
Man, this chick is being elusive.
Yeah, I'm surprised my contact didn't know anything. Especially.
You could try and search online, but if they're worth their salt and they're this elusive, I kinda doubt they've got any kind of online presence. Like maybe I could find. No, I didn't get the financial details, so I don't really have a leg to stand on there. Just a name.
Yeah. What time is it? Is it
It's
after 1?
it's probably just about time for you to call your sire.
Okay. Um, so I will, I'll go do that, and so I'll step into the other room and make a phone call to him.
Okay.
Vitaly's going to speak up. I believe that before evening is over, I should go get bite to eat. Would anyone care to come with?
Yeah, I could.
Yes, I will after this phone call.
I hang back and wait for Adriana. I mean, I won't listen in on your conversation, of course. I just mean like I'll join you to join the others.
Okay.
Walk together in nights like these.
Adriana, high or low?
Hi.
That is high. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, I have made a note. You go ahead and call your sire. It rings twice, and he picks up. Adriana, wonderful to hear from you.
Yes, you as well, Frederick. Have you have you any update? We do not have any other information on our end.
As far as I can tell, I have some information on this McRae individual.
Oh, okay.
As far as I can tell, they are kind. They are in their mid 30s. They are wealthy. They're an investor in finance and have ties in the fashion industry. Um, they founded uh, a group called McRae Holdings, which is a venture capital firm focusing on luxury markets, including fashion, cosmetics, and high-end technology. Uh, and then there's a lot here with reference to the fashion world that I don't know much about. I can send you the information.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
Okay. As far as Galen Lindhouse, I was not able to find anything other than what you had already told me about the defense contracting and whatnot.
Okay.
I know that the company was founded in 1998, but prior to 1998, I can't find any record of the man.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you. Is there anything that I might be able to be of assistance to you for?
Currently, no. I want you to be careful, keep your wits about you, keep your coterie close. We don't have much time before Elysium, and we don't know what we're walking into.
I will take that to heart, thank you.
Of course. And he hangs up the phone.
All right. And I'll do the same.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to do in the next hour?
Well, I was gonna ask. Clyde stayed back, right?
Yes.
So as I come out of the room, because I know I was gonna go hunt as well afterwards, um, I'll just quickly give Clyde the lowdown on what I found out about Maggie McRae.
Oh, shit. Hi. Then the letter said kindred only, so.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very weird. Financial investor. Oh, alright. Well, uh, we'll see if they show up tomorrow night. Maybe they booked the room and they're not even gonna be there. Still, though, I wonder what Prince Lindhouse is doing with Kine.
Very good question.
We might as well go pick up the others too.
Agreed.
And I guess we'll exit and go hunting.
Okay. Just give me a moment. I'm going to set this up. Why don't you start your hunting roll? Are you going to attempt it the same way using brute force, or are you? No, you had done the streetwise before, correct?
Correct. Um, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty for you guys is 5.
Oof.
Are you asking like the method for all of us, or
Can sorry, I'm just looking here. Because strength plus brawl is to take blood by force or threat.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my? Can I activate Daunt to do it?
Yes, you could. You could try and use Daunt to help you out.
Okay. Uh, so what is it? Strength plus brawl. So brawl, drink. Um, oh, which one? That's presence. Ah, I clicked on the wrong thing. And difficulty of 5.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to make it. There's no way.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
not able to feed.
All right, Vitaly, it's up to you. At least let somebody get fed this evening.
Okay, and what's your predator type?
Grave robber.
This will be a fun.
Okay. So yours would be manipulation insight or resolve medicine.
I think I'll do resolve medicine.
Okay.
And
And where are you looking?
Well, I'm looking for cadavers because I have a specialty for cadavers. So a morgue or a hospital.
Okay, sure.
Is there?
There's plenty of those around.
Okay. So just go ahead and roll that.
Go ahead, yep.
Okay. So would I, since I have a specialty
Mm-hmm.
for cadavers, would that factor in automatically?
Yes. You get an
Okay.
extra die. You'll when you build your dice pool, it'll ask you. You can just increase the die because of your specialty.
And it's difficulty 5.
Yep.
Cadaver. Okay. Here we go.
Godspeed. Ooh.
Bestial failure.
Yikes.
You have one die you could re-roll, and if it's a critical, you would be able to succeed, but you would get a bestial critical. So you have the possibility that you could succeed, but right now you're going to get a bestial failure, which means you're going to fail and the beast is going to take over.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that then.
Okay?
So it is right click on the
Yep.
power reroll.
Now you could re-roll one of your successes as well if you're hunting for criticals.
Why not? Oh boy. Ah.
Okay. So we get a bestial failure. Would you like to go to a morgue, or would you like to go to a hospital?
A morgue.
Okay. You go to the morgue. Being that you're a grave robber, you've done this before. You know the mortician's schedule. Problem is that they forgot their keys. And they find you hunkered over a cadaver, and they ask you what you're doing in a shocked voice. They've interrupted your feeding, and the beast is hungry. and you look up at this person, and your eyes are wide, and you have your fangs out, and you growl at them with this inhuman sound, and they scream, and they run. Only you start chasing. And they're running for their life. They're they're throwing things behind them to try and slow you down, but you're a creature of the night. You're inhumanly fast. You're stronger than they are. And you catch them. And you're so hungry. This isn't what you normally feed on, but you're desperate at this point. You need it. And you crane their head to the side so violently that you snap their neck, and you sink your teeth into them, and you start to drink. The question is, do you stop? And
No.
you drain them completely. You can reduce your hunger down to 0. You drop the body to the floor, and you see that you've now taken their life. This person that was young, they had to be in their mid to late 20s. They're probably not even the mortician, they're an intern. And you've killed them now. You drained them of their essence, and they're lying there dead on the floor. There's somebody's son. And when you look down at them, what do you do?
The business that Vitali has been in, he's seen many corpses. And corpses of people that young and innocent before. So he is going to do what he's done before as well. And he's just going to take the hit, and he's going to get rid of the body.
Okay. How are you going to get rid of the body?
Well, first of all, am I by myself? Is Vitali by himself?
Did you go by yourself, or did you go with Adriana?
See, I thought we were going as a group.
Okay. In which case, if the others are with you, they witness this act.
Could we not? Okay. So it's like, could I have tried to step in?
Yeah, if you want to be in the scene, you can. Otherwise, you could have been off doing something else.
Uh, I don't know.
My apologies. These things happen sometimes. I think it would be best if we get rid of, well, what is left.
Yeah, probably.
Is there, so if we're in a morgue, is there an incinerator nearby?
There is.
Okay. Is there any way that I could operate said incinerator to get rid of, to turn that body to ash?
Yes, you can operate the incinerator, and you can burn the body.
You might want to do something about your clothes, though.
Yeah, you did not feed. You did not feed. What's the word I'm looking for? Neatly.
Such shame too. It's a nice coat. Emotional.
Can,
Look
can we look
around,
at...
see if there's
That's what I was about to say.
uh, let's see if it's a morgue. Is there perhaps? See, I haven't been in a morgue before, so I'm guessing here. Would there be some kind of clothing or holdings or something like that would be collected from the cadavers before their final, like, whatever preparations are going to do before the funeral? Um,
You mean like for an open casket?
yeah, or would there be any scrubs or anything nearby? Any kind of clothing I could pilfer?
Yes, you could probably grab like some scrubs and change into some scrubs and burn your existing clothes.
I shall
Stylish.
I shall do so. Just real quick question. You said about since I did drain them down, I manually reduced down the hunger to 0, correct?
Correct. And you're also going to
Okay.
take your first stain.
Okay.
Now we're going to discuss stains and degeneration. If you do bad things that are against your moral compass, such as killing somebody when you're feeding, or say harming somebody that you were supposed to protect, or something like that, you will get what is called a stain. Okay? Vitaly, if you open your character sheet and go to the blood tab,
Okay.
click on your first dot of humanity to the left, and it'll turn red.
Like that.
That is your first stain. You will accrue stains up until you get to what your humanity is. Your humanity is currently a 7. If you ever would gain a stain and you don't have any humanity left, you will take a degeneration roll, um, which will determine whether or not you lose any humanity permanently.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since my let's see, where is it? Since my touchstone in convictions, one of my convictions is listed as protect the innocent, and I pretty much have just killed the innocent.
Yes.
Would there be an additional consequence for that?
I would say at that point, maybe 2 stains instead of 1.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be your consequence there. Your 2 stains out of 7. Um,
Okay.
And how might we go about recovering stains or humanity?
you can try and make a remorse test at the end of the session.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
your remorse test is dice equal to the number of empty spaces left between your humanity and the amount of stains taken. So in this case, they have 2 stains and a humanity 7. Um, they would
Well, 5.
no, so 7 2 stains, they would roll 1 die because it stains fill up from the right. um
Oh,
yeah, so I did that wrong. Stains fill up from the right, so instead of your humanity being there, your stains would be, I'll edit your sheets um in a little bit. There we go. Yes, so you currently would be rolling 1 die on a remorse test at the end of the session. If you any successes means that the character has felt enough guilt and the humanity doesn't drop. If you don't get any successes, the beast wins and you drop 1 humanity. But then the stains go away.
okay.
Okay, so you have burned the body, you've burned Vitaly's clothes. Vitaly has now changed into scrubs, and you can get out of this place.
Well, I want to make sure before we leave. I know. I'm assuming Vitaly knows this place very well. Are there any security cameras or anything that we need to take
Not,
care of?
not that you know of. No.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah, that would have been very bad for me, especially.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been bad in general. uh, yeah. So, um,
I
go back to.
guess, yeah, go back to the Haven.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, I didn't end up getting to feed. Very unfortunate.
Oh, did you want to? Did one more? Like, yeah,
If we wanted to,
I don't mind.
okay. Yeah,
Clyde's not going to feed. Clyde is fine, but
I gave up for tonight. It's just not my night.
I'm gonna try to at least top off. So, yeah, I'm gonna work on feeding.
Okay. Um, what is your predator type?
Scene Queen.
Scene queen. So you're gonna go hang out with your scene and try and feed off of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you are either going to use a manipulation or plus persuasion. Actually, yeah, manipulation plus persuasion is the way you feed,
Okay.
and it would be difficulty 5.
Okay. And does my um, merit help with this at all? Or one of my stunning merit?
No, stunning applies to social situations.
Oh, okay. All right. So it was what was it again? That I lost.
Manipulation plus persuasion.
Okay. Could I possibly use dominate
You could,
for
yes.
the? Okay. And this is a difficulty of what again?
5.
5.
The dice are not
Oh.
being kind to you guys.
oh,
Ugh.
So for a willpower, you could re-roll 2 of those dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna not I'm gonna not do that.
Okay. You are not able to feed. It's too busy. There's too many people around trying to get your attention. You're not able to pull anybody off to the side to feed on them. And your frustration just grows. Um, okay. You only have, I would say, like 2 or 3 more hours in the night. Um, you could probably get one more thing done, either collectively as a group, or if you guys wanted to split off and do a couple of things.
no, I think Clyde. Uh, hmm.
Oh, did I tell the others about Maggie? I know I told Clyde.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be a good time to do so.
So I guess yeah. So are we gonna all meet back up at the Haven?
It's probably a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, and then I will tell them what I found out about Maggie McRae, who is kind and is about mid 30s, wealthy, all that fun stuff. So
I gave you guys a journal. You get a delivery from one of your sire's retainers. There should be a journal in your journal page named Maggie McRae, and it has all of the information that the sire gives you.
Oh,
You
nice.
you can read that to the coterie if you'd like.
Okay. Oh yeah, because he was going to send it to me. That's right.
Yep.
So Maggie McRae is a Scottish business magnate, and she's an investor known for her sharp business acumen in finance and her passionate involvement in the fashion industry. Looks like she was born into a family of wealthy landowners in the Scottish Highlands. She inherited not only her family's estate, but their legacy of shrewd investments. Um, she quickly expanded her portfolio, and from what I found, or from what I understand, she has earned a reputation as one of Europe's most forward-thinking investors. Um,
Um,
so apparently, though, she is not, from the U.S. She usually spends time in Scotland or in Paris. Um, the McRae Holdings is a capitalist firm uh, that focuses on luxury markets, including fashion, cosmetics, and some high-end technology. I'm interested to know about that technology. Um,
yeah.
she's a risk taker. Um, she is looks like she's a part of the fashion world. Um, from the shadows, the European fashion world for sure, including, well, like Fashion Week in Paris, and apparently she always has a reserved seat in the front row.
I'm surprised I have not heard.
Um, and it said that she also launched McRae Altier, a fashion incubator supporting young designers with talent but limited resources. Um, she is an advocate for sustainability, which is nice. Um, and she looks like she is a philanthropist. Um, looks like she
Why is
mostly.
she involved with Ingrid?
That is a very good question, especially kindred of the likes of Galen Lindhouse. Um,
I'm a young designer with talent with limited resources.
mhm.
How convenient.
This is very, very true. That might be something that you can use to, if she is attending, uh, you know, see what you can find out and, get in with her on her good side.
Yeah, this would be good.
Vitali is
Alright.
sitting off to the side, and he is quiet and withdrawn, seemingly lost in thought.
Were there any pictures of Maggie that were delivered along with the information?
There were.
Did I miss it?
You did not.
Okay.
It is in. You can find a picture of her in the session one journal, page 2.
Oh, okay. So yeah, your typical Scottish ginger. Okay.
Okay. We are going to end our session here with you having found this information on Maggie. The questions that come to you now of why she's involved with Galen Lindhouse, why she would be funding this suite and this reservation for him, what the connections are. You have more questions now than you have answers. You go your separate ways to bed down for the night and resume your rest, your death that comes when the light rises over the horizon. And tomorrow, when you rise, you will have 2 hours until you are expected to be at the Omni for the first Elysium of Galen Lindhouse. And we are going to end our session there. I'm going to stop recording.
Right.